Saúl to Chelsea, let's go! Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This is all about Saúl's move from Atlético Madrid to Chelsea. It happened at the very last minute. He went live on Twitch yesterday. So I sat and watched the entire stream, and I've translated everything from Spanish to English so that I can give you guys insight into exactly what he said yesterday. Before we get into all of that, we're extremely close to hitting 10,000 subscribers. So if you're not subscribed, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I do this a lot for Spanish players, or if we play Spanish teams, I try to translate things so that you guys can get an insight into exactly what they're saying. And I have a lot of other cool content as well, so make sure to like this video and hit that subscribe button. But without further ado, let's get into everything that Saul said yesterday. So first point I want to make, his name is Saul, not Saul. It's not Saul, like Better Call Saul. We make the joke. I said that I wanted a Better Call Saul themed announcement, but it's Saul. He's Spanish, Saul. So Saul yesterday went live on Twitch, and it was actually really an open interview. He was very honest, he was very transparent, and you could see that this was not an easy decision for him or for his family to make. So I really want everybody to kind of be cognizant of that when he goes to Chelsea, when he goes and starts playing, that this was not an easy decision. So he started off the interview by saying that he didn't even know that this was happening. Like, he played for Atletico at the weekend. He didn't know that he was leaving. Obviously, there have been transfers, rumors swirling the entire summer, but even as early as the day before yesterday, so the day before the transfer was actually done, he told his wife that he was staying in Madrid. So that's just how quickly these things change, and how he wasn't even aware that he was going to move to London. So it all happened really fast, and that must have been incredibly difficult. He spoke on that it was a difficult decision to make, that he asked for advice from his friends and from his family, and you know, Madrid is his home. He's very close to his family and friends. He has his actual house there. He's been at Atletico for so many years, so it's not easy to uproot his entire family for this chance. But he felt that he needed to take this opportunity to push himself outside of his comfort zone, because he felt that he was stalled at Atletico. He wasn't happy with his performance over the last 2 to 3 years, and he also wasn't really happy that he's been played out of position, and he didn't feel like he was getting the best out of himself. So he spoke about how Chelsea is a new opportunity for him, and even though it's totally outside of his comfort zone, he has to push himself out of his comfort zone to hopefully find the best Saul that he knew from a couple of years ago. So he really wants to improve, to learn, and to grow, and those are some of the main reasons why he's moving to Chelsea. Apparently, he had talks with Atletico last year, and he asked to train in his position, and he made it very clear, I just want to train. Whether or not you put me in that position on game day, that's totally up to you, but I want to train in my position. And because of that, it seems that they decided that it's better for him to try to find another club. So here comes Chelsea. Chelsea have apparently said that he can train in his position. What he actually plays on game day is totally up to Thomas Tuchel. He's made it clear that he's very adaptable, but he's just really excited to have the opportunity to train in his position again, and hopefully get back into the form and become an even better version of himself. He also spoke on the difficulties of moving to a new country, that he's been at Atletico for so many years. Now he has to learn a new language. He doesn't speak much English. He has a new city, a new trainer, a new team as well. He's uprooting his family, his house, to move to London. And he spoke on how grateful he is that there are some Spanish players in the team, especially Aspilicueta being the captain of Chelsea. He also has Kepa, who's a very close friend of his, and Marcus Alonso as well. And he also mentioned that there are other players that can speak Spanish. I think Lukaku and Kovacic also can speak Spanish as well, but he said that that's going to be an adjustment for him. He's actually going to start English classes, I think, on Monday. He said the club were really helpful in that sense, that he really wants to learn English, and he actually gave kind of a funny story that he has this teacher that he's always wanted to prove wrong, so he wants to learn English and find that teacher and tell her like, hey, look, I can speak English now, I learned English. So he's kind of motivated by that as well, but he spoke on that even if he ends up going back to Madrid, that it's just such a good skill to have, so he really wants to immerse himself by learning English. So obviously this deal is a 1-year loan with an option to buy. It's not an obligation, so he doesn't know where his future is going to be in 1 year. He was asked how he feels about this and if he thinks about what's going to happen in the year, and he really said, you know what, I can't answer this because I don't know what's going to happen. I could fit in at Chelsea and really hit it off and be like, yes, this is my place, or he could say, actually, this has opened my eyes and made me discover that I want to be at Atletico even if I have to play goalie. So he doesn't know, but what he did say was that he wants to try the experience and he doesn't want to think too much into the future because that could have complicated his decision, and he wants to help and compete with Chelsea to win titles, to win the Champions League again. And something that he said is that he wants to be like, he wants to be the old Saul. He wants to be the Saul that he knows that he can be. It's really touching. He was incredibly frustrated that he couldn't demonstrate to everybody at Atletico the player that he is, and he's hoping by pushing himself outside of his comfort zone that allows him to grow. He was frustrated that he couldn't show the type of player that he was to everybody at Atletico Madrid. He felt very stalled. He felt that he couldn't learn or grow or get better, and he's hoping by pushing himself outside of his comfort zone that he's going to be able to achieve this at Chelsea. He said that it's a bet on himself, it's an investment in himself in the hopes that this move can help him get back to his best, to be the Saul that he knows that he can be. He said it hasn't been an easy few years for him or for his family, and it's been the most difficult decision of his entire life, but he's really hopeful that it's going to be the best decision for him. He ended it by saying that he is going to take the number 17 shirt. He had a couple of years at Atleti where he did wear the 17 and it brought him good luck, so he's hoping that that's going to be kind of like a positive omen, a good sign as well. And overall, I think, you know, it's a complete whirlwind. He kind of, you know, you could tell that he was shocked, that he couldn't believe, you know, from just one day to the next his life completely changed and the plans that he had completely changed. But I think overall he's excited. It must be a really nerve-wracking time. So guys, as fans, just support him, because we forget that these players are people first. They really are. He was so vulnerable, and it made me realize, yeah, he's just a person trying to do his best, who's moving his family, who's uprooting his life in order to try to get better. So honestly, I really appreciated that. I thought it was a fantastic interview, very open, very honest. If you don't understand Spanish, you can still definitely get a vibe for the type of person he is and how hard this was for him and how much he just wants to get better, to improve, to become the best version of himself, which I think is something that we can all definitely relate to. So guys, I hope that you enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed translating this. Obviously, it's just I'm just paraphrasing everything. My husband was sitting with me for the first like 15 minutes or so, and I was like taking down notes. He was like, you don't even need me. What am I doing here? So he said that he trusted me, that this is definitely correct. Obviously, don't take it word for word, but I did try my best to give you guys the most real experience that I can from what he said. I really hope that you found it useful, that you learned something new about Chelsea's newest signing, and that you liked it. So if you did, drop it a like, subscribe to my channel, and until next time, I'm out.